greatest
never seen an
explosion in anime.
done.
Like, so real.
Same thing applies here, where
Yeah.
the animation quality can
Yeah,
vary
this
a
one.
lot. But as we've seen, you know, if you watch Naruto, all
Don't release any episode that week, leave it to next week and give your staff time to rest rather than putting out something that is unfinished. Put up something grand that stands the test of time, that even 20-30 years from now it will still look grand. Alright, all 17 anime studios explained by Kovak. Alright, we'll be reacting to this video. Alright, let's see what he has for us. Okay, as we are so much lovers of anime, I really love to check out things like this. Okay, so fellas, without wasting much in this intro, let's check this out. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Let's see this. On the guys from us.
All 17 of the main different anime studios explained in chronological order, starting off with the oldest anime studio that is still running today, Toei Animation, that was founded in 1948. They're best known for One Piece, Dragon Ball, Slam Dunk, and a bunch of other iconic animes.
I started Slam Dunk back in the day, but I stopped.
Helped bring a lot of anime to the West, and
I don't know why I wasn't feeling it, but I heard it's quite popular.
However, the downside to their massive size and just being around for so long is that they take on a loads of different anime projects.
But I did love Kuroko no Basket though, I don't know why.
Animation quality, meaning that it's often a mixed bag. I mean, you just have to look
maybe
at
I just need a remake.
Sometimes it's peak.
Sometimes it's like some episodes they really pump a lot, others.
And then other times it looks like this. But with so many like long-running
telling
massive
you.
shows, their reputation cannot be understated. And also what is cool is that unlike a lot of anime studios, they're actually unionized, which means that compared to
around for
most,
so
the
long.
working experience is actually pretty good.
That's
Next
good though,
is
that's
Madhouse,
very good.
one of the most respected anime studios
Note.
producing
So 1972.
so many high-quality anime. For example, they've made
Madhouse, I didn't know they did HXH.
Man, the most recent version of Hunter x Hunter, Hajime no Ippo, and most recently
Hajime no
Free Run.
Ippo,
One of the
man.
main reasons for their growth was because one
love
of their
that anime.
co-founders and later president, Masu Maruyama, had a great
Saul
advertisement which
Maruyama.
meant that Madhouse was able to work with some elite anime directors such as Satoshi Kon, Marumu Usoda, and Masasaki Yusa. However, in 2010, Maruyama, now in his 70s, left to make MAPPA because he seemed that he wanted more creative freedom, and he took a bunch of key staff with him as well. This did hurt Madhouse, but
I
they still
really
took
did
Free Run,
love
and I mean, that anime is completely,
Death Note.
it looks so sick, so I'm guessing that they're doing
I don't know why they did the coloring for Death Note to be a bit, you know, dimmer than, you know, usual normal animes.
Animators, unfortunately, like a lot of anime studios that we're going to find out in this video as well. Moving on, we have Sunrise. Now, like Madhouse, they were also
1972.
founded in 1972, and they have also completely changed the game of anime. Before Sunrise, anime was often produced by just the main creator of the manga or one studio who would invest everything and take the complete risk to produce the anime. But Sunrise pushed a producer-led model where multiple companies would invest, spreading the financial risk to produce a certain anime. Their first big success was Mobosu Gundam in 1979, but they went on to drop other classics such as Cowboy Bebop, Gintama, and Code Geass. They're also known for
sorry, I did Gintama, yeah, Wally put it in the openings.
which is Sunrise Smooth, which
I can't wait for the animation to look like this though.
similar to Toei, they are another massive
Oh my
anime
God.
studio, and therefore their quality.
Yeah, so I was saying that robot anime looks like Grandizer. I wonder who did Grandizer, which anime studio?
Time and money and their best teams to it, they really came up with some amazing.
As popular as this Gundam is, I've not watched it. That was the time I wanted to start it. I think I watched one episode and
Impera was also founded in 1972, meaning that three massive anime studios were all formed in this year. Their first big success was in 2000.
most of them, it seems like they came up in 1970s.
Time, Naruto, but then they followed this up with Bleach
Best of the best.
and Black Clover. And as a result, their reputation, especially to create amazing shonen,
Amazing
there with the
fights.
goats. Studio Pierrot, like a lot of older anime studios, is so massive. So again, like I said before, the same thing applies here, where the animation quality can vary
this
a
one.
lot. But as we've seen, you know, if you watch Naruto or Bleach,
Man, the animation for the pain arc, man, what his fights with Naruto was crazy, especially the Ninetales.
but the Sasuke and Naruto vs Momoshiki fight has to be up there, one of the greatest anime fights I've ever seen. And also what's kind of cool is that in terms of working conditions, their managing director Kiyomi Tomo
hand to
Utsumi
hand.
recently came out and said that they have increased their overtime pay by 20% and they recognize that animators are not just computers and that they need rest, which seems like obviously common knowledge.
They need
in
rest.
the anime industry. This is actually very rare for one of the managing directors to actually come out and acknowledge this, and hopefully they'll lead by example and influence other anime studios to do the same. Next is Studio Gainax, which was formed in 1984 and
I've hardly heard of this one.
later had their break.
Which one they make?
Gunbuster, a mecha anime. But they
Gunbuster.
then went on to blow that completely out of the park.
I've never heard of that anime though.
Genesis and Evangelica, one of the biggest animes of all time.
Yeah,
that
I watched this like about, I think 12 episodes of this, and I kind
became a
of,
massive part of pop culture.
I think I
in
stopped.
Japan. And from there they went on to make
I was in school back then, so I didn't really get back to it after school.
famous for what is known as a Gainax ending, which is when a show ends weirdly or abruptly. You'll notice if you've watched some of the animes that I mentioned. However, in 2019, their former president, Tahiro
I really love
Maki, was arrested
mecha
for
stuff,
sexual
especially when it has good story.
There were also reported corruption of funds.
Okay,
Watch some
let's
of
hear
the
that.
animes that I mentioned. However, in 2019, their former president, Tahiro Maki, was arrested for sexual assault.
What? Really? Former production company president of Evangelion arrested on suspicion of sexual harassment of aspiring teenage voice actor. Really?
Of a teenager. There were also reported corruption of funds, and in May 2024, Gainax filed for bankruptcy, ending this once great studio.
Oh my
now,
goodness.
arguably the anime studio
First time I'm hearing this. I didn't know.
and widely best known
That's crazy.
Studio Ghibli. This is because
Studio
only
Ghibli.
2 animes have ever won an Oscar, and these were Spirited Away and The Boy and the Heron.
I've not watched any of this, but I've heard of this. That is awesome.
In 1985, Hayao Miyazaki and Isao Takahata both left Toei Animation and joined up with Toshio Suzuki to make Ghibli. Now, what's
okay,
interesting
from
about
Toei.
Ghibli is that they're different from most anime studios and that they predominantly make movies instead of animated TV shows.
Okay, no wonder I've hardly
Amazing
watched
visuals.
any of their
If you've
stuff.
watched any of their work.
They should do a series now.
With something like a weekly anime series. If you've also ever watched a Ghibli movie, you'll know that their visuals are
They look like Western.
and that is because
Western-
they use
it
even
looks
more
Western.
hand-drawn animations compared to most studios, with even more incredibly detailed backgrounds and just assets. It just gives this super unique look
Wow.
that I'm personally a massive fan of. Kyoto Animation, or how it's commonly known as Kyo
Kyoto
Ani, was founded
Animation.
in 1985 by a married couple, Yoko and Hidaiki Hata.
Really?
Kyo Ani first built its reputation by doing high-quality support work for other studios, and then gradually moved into producing their own major anime, with its biggest hits being Violet Evergarden and Free. What's super cool about them
haven't watched
is that
any of
they
those two.
built a reputation
How is Violent Evergarden? I think I've had it here and there, but I've never checked it out.
Animation. This is largely because Kyo Ani hosts the Kyoto Animation Awards, which ranks them on 3 categories: novels, manga, and scenarios. And then the winners, or the best ones, they then get made into anime, with Kyo Ani licensing them, meaning that they get a much larger portion of the profits compared to other animation studios. And then with this money, they're able to have full-time salaried employees.
Which animation did Kill la Kill?
Is by
Can't remember. I need to check.
getting paid as freelancers. However, tragically, in 2019,
Oh my
Kyo
God, what
Ani's
happened?
number 1
Oh,
studio
caught fire.
was attacked by an arsonist. The
Really?
attack killed 36 people and injured
Imagine,
more
why?
than 30 others. And in January 2024, the arsonist was sentenced to the death sentence for the attack.
Better.
And it came out that
Thank
his
goodness they
was
caught him.
believed to be a revenge because he claimed that Kyo Ani had stolen some of his work, which was never proven to be true. However, fortunately, the studio
That's
has begun to
crazy,
bounce
man.
back, with it releasing anime such as Spark
First time I'm hearing
and
like
City
this.
Animation
I don't know why I didn't see
Next, we have
it.
Production IG, which is founded
Back
in
then when it
1987
happened.
by Mitsuki
How many of you knew? Because I'm just knowing now.
Goto. And that is where the IG in the name comes from. I for
Production
Ishikawa and
IG.
G for Goto. Their biggest turning point was when they released
Attack on
Ghost
Titan?
in the Shell, which came
Production
out in
IG.
1985 and was directed by Marumu Oshii. It quickly became
Well, Wit and MAPPA did Attack on Titan, but still, you will see Production IG.
cyberpunk anime genre.
It's like they normally partner or something.
By so much that it was actually
Machina.
attributed to influencing The Matrix.
It's
Since
been
then,
so
they've gone
long.
to make both Haikyuu and Kuroko no Basket, 2 of the most goated sports animes of all time.
I'm telling you, I love this anime so much.
Raising
I started Haikyuu, kind of stopped, but I need to check it again.
Subsidiary. These are the guys who made AOT and season 1 of Vinland Saga.
That's what I said, yeah.
Single-handedly raising
Say that
Japanese
again?
volleyball to new heights. They also own Wit Studio as a subsidiary. These
Oh,
are the guys
no wonder, they own Wit Studios as subsidiary. I'm just doing that now. So, no wonder I normally see Production IG. You know, in the openings and whatnot, I was wondering like what's going on. This one that is not, I was saying Attack on Titan because Attack on Titan is like the most popular of all what he was mentioning.
Who made AOT and season 1 of Vinland Saga, who I'll get onto soon. But
Vinland
before
Saga.
that, I need to talk about
Started it, stopped at some point. I don't know why I wasn't feeling it the first season.
Budget anime studio. The most infamous of this is because they did the most recent series of One Punch Man and the last season. And I'm sure if you've been online, you're aware that they're getting flamed for having predominantly PNG animation. To be fair,
don't forget it.
Season 1 was done by Madhouse, who I mentioned, who are known for having amazing animation. So the
Madhouse
contrast
really
made it just even worse.
Did a super phenomenal job with the first season.
Budget, and they can attract.
I don't know why production
animators.
ID.
I do want to preface this by saying I'm
Did
not going
it.
to shit on JC staff. I'm sure that
This
they
isn't
are
true.
super good at what they do. It's more so that JC staff, just as a philosophy, the higher ups believe that it's better to produce a shit ton of anime, and therefore, as a result, obviously the quality is not going to be amazing most of the time. They kind of have the much more quantity over quality approach to making anime. However, in stark contrast to this is Studio Bones, which was formed in 1998 by former
My Hero
Samurai staff
Academia.
members and quickly became known for
And this
specializing in amazing fight scenes.
Yeah.
And that's
And they do love their block animations. Fundamentals is going
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, which is one of my favorite animes of all time.
God.
And then from there, they went on to do My Hero Academia and Mob Psycho, which again, if you
I've
watch
not
those
watched
shows, you know that
Mob
some of
Psycho.
the scenes in those shows is just incredible.
Yes.
But arguably an anime studio with even more iconic animation quality for fight scenes is Ufotable. They were formed just in the year 2000 by Kikuraku Kondo, and they first gained traction working with the game company Type Moon, where they adapted their games into animes such as the
They
Fate
really
series and
do put a lot in the animation, man.
Break was in
Kai.
2019.
They hands down the
It
best.
became an instant hit, especially for its crazy level of animation.
Telling you.
They then
So
released
peak,
the
so over the top.
Train movie, which became one of the most successful anime films ever and grossed over $512 million.
Can't wait for Infinity Castle to come out
Film of 20
on stream, man.
That is insane. And I mean, on the topic of Ufotable, I have to give a special mention to the Demon Slayer explosion from the last season.
The greatest
I have never seen an
explosion in anime
so
ever.
well in anime.
Like, it's so real. Oh my
The reason how
god.
they're able to do this is because the studio has a strong emphasis on digital composition, unlike other studios, and that gives Demon Slayer a unique, polished, glossy, and just expensive feel. Almost like it's a live action blockbuster shot with
I have not seen this now.
A1 Pictures was founded on May 2005 by Mikuro Iwata, a former Sunrise producer. It was also created by Aniplex, which is part of Sony Music Entertainment Japan, meaning that A1 had a powerful corporate backing from the start. They quickly became known for being very versatile, but also having varying anime quality. Some of their best stuff includes Sword artwork online and of course Solo Leveling, but they're kind of like JC stuff to my understanding in that they put out a shit ton of anime, and this means that not a lot of them get the love that these mangas deserve. Unfortunately as well, they also have one of the worst reputations in terms of workplace
Oh my
conditions.
god.
Tragically, a 28-year-old who worked there for 3 years and then left, only
Yeah,
a year
pictures.
later died for suicide. And then
Can
in
you imagine?
2014, Japanese labor authorities recognized the death as work-related, saying that excessive workload contributed to his depression. And
It's okay to go on breaks, man. I don't understand this overworking people sometimes. People are tired, you take a break, and you come back the following week, or 2 weeks later. At least let people rest.
You know that when they put the budget in, they can cook. I mean,
Blue
that
Lock.
last episode.
I've heard of this so much. I think I watched one episode when it started airing and kind of left off. I've really left off a lot of stuff. For if I don't start feeling your story early enough, or if I don't see the potential like that from the first episode or the first 5,
most
I kind of just
season 2 of Blue Lock
clock out of it.
that last episode, you'll know that it was on par with PNG animations from the recent season of One Punch Man. So yeah, I'm
Really?
praying that they give time
Wasn't
and
that
attention
bad?
to the next season of Blue Lock, but this is a reason why they ought to have a very mixed reputation as an
Oh my
animation
goodness.
studio with them
Whoa,
being
okay,
able
that
to
looks
produce
good.
absolute
I love the
and
snake look.
Moving on, we have MAPPA,
MAPPA.
one of the most well-known animation studios studios today. What's surprising is that they actually formed very recently
Attack
in
on Titan
2011
Season
by
4.
one of the co-founders of Madhouse, as I mentioned, Masao Maruyama, and this meant that they were extremely well connected. What's surprising is that they actually formed very recently in 2011 by one of the co-founders of Madhouse, as I mentioned, Masao Maruyama, and this meant that they were extremely well connected from the start, and they have grown rapidly since then, working on anime such as Kaisen, Attack on Titan the first season, Chainsaw Man, Hell's Paradise, and Vinland Saga Season 2. I mean, that is a crazy catalogue, especially considering
they just started newly.
2011. However, in 2016, Maruyama left and was replaced by Manabu Usoka, and this is where they started to become more of a controversial studio, especially considering, again, they started in 2011. However, in 2016, Maruyama left and was replaced by Manabu Usoka, and this is where they started to become more of a controversial studio. Despite their amazing quality, the work conditions are just straight up awful. In particular, during season 2 of JJK, there were multiple animators describing the brutal work conditions and the terrible treatment while working on the season. It's a big shame because I love the shows MAPPA makes, but I think we can all agree that we hope the animes get paid more. And
yes, I really do hope they get paid more and they get some rest.
Studio Trigger, which was made by former Gainax staff. The studio shut down in 2024. Fortunately, Studio Trigger feels like a natural successor to Gainax. It became famous through explosive, over-the-top anime like Killer Kill, Little Witch Academia, and Cyberpunk Edge, earning reputation as one of anime's most chaotic, but also recognizable studios. Next we have Wit Studio, and this was formed only in 2012. Pretty much
it's like they did Attack on Titan as their first work.
And as I mentioned before, they are a subsidiary of Production IG. With their first anime being AOT, they were immediately
their first anime, really.
Spotlight. But they were also able to branch out after that into other super.
Doing such a masterpiece as your first work, no wonder they just took up to the sky.
The One Piece reboot, shortening the amount of episodes and significantly improving the visuals, especially from the earlier art.
They're really doing well.
They have put out a crazy amount of shows to a very high quality in such a short amount of time. So unfortunately, as anime goes, it's no surprise that they ought to have a very bad reputation for workplace conditions and massively
all of them.
Their animators. The newest anime studio, which was formed in 2013 with Science Saru by director Masasaki Yusa and producer Ang Young Choi. Some of their first work was actually an episode on Adventure Time, which makes sense considering that unlike most anime studios,
was that how the animation looked? What the heck?
Don't really care about the nationality of the animators and only really their skill level, and as a result they hire many different countries. Crybaby was a massive turning point for them. It was released globally through Netflix and made Science Saru known outside to a much bigger circle of people. If you've seen this show, you know that it is super experimental, which is kind
among all of them, Ufotable really kills it with animation, hands down, unmatched.
Reflected in one of their newer animes, Dan the Dan, which I'm super excited for season 3. If you haven't watched it, I'd recommend it.
Yeah, got the weird stuff.
15 anime studios explained, but I just wanted to cover the
popular ones.
The ones that I like. But moving on, if you want to check out every
anime
IRL reference
to the top, man.
Kaisen, then click here, and thank you very much for watching.
Thank you. Okay, that's it. Kovak. Man, really well explained. Anime has really made its mark on the world globally, and I must really thank the anime studios for bringing this in perfect fashion to also. But I must say, they really need to stop overworking their staff. It is okay. Take breaks. You can stop with the weekly releases, and you can take a week break or two. It's best if your staff get a whole lot more rest. They can put out a whole lot more stuff in epic quality better when they have good rest. Okay, I don't see the benefit of overworking someone. Like, when someone is overworked, it leads to lack of productivity. Productivity goes down. It reduces productivity, rather, that's the word. Okay, so get some rest. Okay, give your staff and yourself to some rest. It's very important because this one that someone will be working. The next thing you've had that person has offed himself because of overwork. Like, doesn't look good now at all. Like, give yourself some rest. We love you guys so much. Okay, I love the studios that produce this. So equally, by extension, love all the staff working on our favorite anime shows. So please incorporate more rests in your schedules, okay, and put more better stuff when you resume, okay? Very important. Rest, recharge, and refire always. Alright. And yeah, I didn't really hear of Kyoto Animation's issue that it was burnt down and a couple of staffs were taken out in the process. Like, I mean, if you had issues with it, there are other ways you could have gone about it rather than going to just take out some innocent people now. Come on, 36? How many people they said that guy took out in that fire that he started? Like, that's crazy, man. Kyoto Animation. Wow. I'm guessing that must have like ruined a whole lot of operations for them and whatnot. Like, it's really insane. Anyway, so production IG owns Wit Studios as a subsidiary, and it's crazy that some of these modern day animes are made by very just new studios that just came up and whatnot. Really lovely to see. And man, OG Toei has been running since 1948. That is so long. Like, gosh, man, they've been doing it for quite some time now. No wonder the animation is so good, but sometimes it just whoops goes down. Sometimes though, but overall it's quite good. But nothing matches Ufotable. What they do with Demon Slayer is unmatched animation wise. The way they do this, the amount of detail, everything down to the last minute grain of sand is just so well done. It's mind freaking blowing, and up until today there is no animation explosion that is better than what Demon Slayer gave us in the Hashira training arc. In that final episode, in episode 8, that was insane. That was insane, I must say. And then I'll leave it here. Which one is popular that wasn't mentioned here? Let me know. Alright, I really do love this. The favorite, my best based on animation is Ufotable, from what I see from the Fate openings. Okay, I think I started watching Fate a while ago, and I must say the animation looked very good. And from when I checked out the openings, the animation is so grand, so grand. So Ufotable takes it, and I really did love Wit Studios animation for Attack on Titan. It fitted the mood, the atmosphere of it so much. I prefer Wit Studios animation than MAPPA Zone in season 4, but still we managed MAPPA, so yeah, that happened. I think I've said that in my reaction to Attack on Titan. Okay, the anime, you can check out my reactions to it, okay, to get more on. We're talking about both studios, alright. Anyway, I'll look at this, and I'll to add that I don't know, MAPPA kind of reduces the lighting also of some of the anime that they do. Like, I think JJK, that somehow the lighting is a bit dimmer, doesn't have this bright reddishness that some of other studios do put in theirs and whatnot. But maybe it's just their own style, alright. But still, it's okay. But I really do love animations with more bright colors in there, alright. And Studio Bones with its block kind of animation, especially when they are putting something disintegrating. Also, like using block with how they do with My Hero Academia. Man, so many of these anime studios, really lovely to see and know them for the animes they create, because they really do well. And once more, give your staff some rest, okay? You're always here for anime coming out. You don't need to rush out and overwork your staff to the point that they want to off themselves. Okay, settle down. Like what they did, like MAPPA. What they did with JJK season 2, I heard that they just rushed, although I did not watch JJK when it was airing, but from what I watched for the Mahoraga fights with Sukuna, that was insane. Something that could have looked so grand. See how they just did it. I was looking at the animation, I was like, what's this? This could have been better. Then afterwards, I was now hearing that there's another one that they did, they cut that they now included later. If things were that intricate to include in the episode, they could have not put out any episode that week and left it the following week to finish it up, rather than putting out something that is unfinished. Then later now say, okay, there is more to the scene. It doesn't make any sense. It does not make any sense. And if you are watching this on MAPPA, it doesn't make any sense. If you are not done, or if the schedule is not enough to render a particular scene, don't release any episode that week. Leave it to next week and give your staff time to rest and finish up this stuff before you put out the episode. You don't need to sticking. That's the thing with all this schedule stuff. Learn to be flexible. It's not everything you have to be rigid. You can be rigid and you lose a staff. What you are putting out to be crap. Okay, let's factor all this in what we are doing as managers and whatever we are running, both anime and even beyond anime. Okay, Learn to give your staff rest. If the schedule can't make it that you put out stuff or you are getting overworked, take it some time and rest. Get back and finish it. Okay, don't put out crap saying you must finish up within the schedule. No, put up something grand that stands the test of time, that even 20-30 years from now it will still look grand. Okay, thanks for watching. Tell your thoughts in the comments if you agree with what I'm saying, or if you don't agree, tell me your thoughts, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.